When working on a new master plan, you have the opportunity to create something out of nothing. And oftentimes our clients and our design team have very interesting discussions how you create a true destination out of this nothing. A destination that will attract people, animate it, help retail on site to thrive, and really create a place in an area that nothing was there really prior to its redevelopment. In my last visit to New York, I went to check out Hudson Yards, which is a massive redevelopment on top of the rail yards on the west end of Manhattan between Hell's Kitchen and Chelsea. It is an opportunity to compare a plan and how it was executed and compare it to the original vision. And a lot has been said about this expensive transformation. I was there to compare between the original master plan and how it all materialized. And I know they had a really good starting point. It's really far from being nothing, and you don't need to do much in order to succeed in the middle of Manhattan when you want to attract people. So an interesting fact is the original plan for this area, what initiated the rezoning from industrial to mixed use commercial and residential, was actually New York plan to host the Olympics in the 2012 Olympics back in 2003. So coming back to 2022, we arrived from Midtown. So that was the north side of the master plan. And I think the majority of the people actually access it from the south side, which is the connection to the High Line. When we entered from the north, the first thing we saw was a small playground, but very well designed. Both of my kids really appreciated it. And then you cross 34th Street in order to enter in order to access the centerpiece of the master plan. Now, when you cross 34th Street, that is really the only road that you have in the heart of this master plan that is that has access to cars, because the rest, the north-south access, was actually pedestrianized. So no cars were there whatsoever. The first thing you see was this platform of a silent spinning class where everyone was wearing headphones and only the teacher was speaking. And I think there was also music in this headphone. But anyway, as a visitor to this area, you couldn't hear a thing and you weren't bothered by, too much noise coming from this class. Lesson number one is that even in those areas, you need programming in order to attract people and visitors on a regular basis. Then a few steps from there is the centerpiece, the vessel. The vessel is a public art piece in the center of the public realm. And it's a sculpture of stairs coming up and down. The artist said the inspiration was from the stepwells in Rajasthan in India. For me, it looked like an homage to Escher's drawings, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. But regardless, this is the heart of the public realm that attracts the majority of the visitors. Now, I think it's important to note that it doesn't work because it's public art. Oftentimes, public art is not even noticeable. Here in Toronto, we have a policy of 1% of the construction cost should fund public art in the public realm. But we know that it doesn't always work and doesn't always attract or even noticeable that this is the public art piece that was funded as part of this project. So the question is how you get public art done right. And maybe that's a topic for another video, but here in this context, it's very interesting to see how the public art piece is the attraction of the area. So back to my visit to Hudson Yards, across from the vessel, you have a little vessel store to buy souvenirs, which I thought was funny and brilliant at the same time. So lesson number 2 from my Hudson Yards visit is that you need to have a major attraction, a centerpiece, in order to attract visitors. Across from the vessel, there's a shopping mall that, to be honest, I did not enter, but south of the vessel, there's the Shed. The Shed is a center for the performance art. And the cool shtick about this building is that the Shed is actually movable and you can and could accommodate a live performance. I personally think it's a brilliant shtick. I really like this building. From this point, you connect directly to the High Line, which is another major New York attraction. It doesn't appear yet on Google Maps, so we actually had to do a little detour, but we got an interesting view of the rail yards and seeing the entire master plan.